what were the technologies you were most proud of when you were Secretary of Defense that you supported?
There's some that I can't describe to you that are little surprises for enemies in the future.
Maybe a good thing.
Yeah, that is a very good thing, and it's an important thing to do in the future. What I was most proud of was the mechanism by which I connected us to the tech community, so that whether it was artificial intelligence or robots or biodefenses or cyber defenses or any of the other things, these exciting things that are going on, I knew that unlike when I started out in my life, when most of the technologies critical to defense were built and funded by the Defense Department, the internet, the jet engine, the satellite. That's no longer true. There's a lot of stuff going on outside. And so to have the best, which we have to have in order to protect our people, we need to be connected to the outside world. So I am very proud of the outposts that I built to the Pentagon, one here in Boston, one in Silicon Valley, right. One in Austin, and I would have been doing more. Where I still there, and I'm guessing that the department leadership will continue to do that in the future.
These outposts are to recruit. Are they to?
They are to create a physical presence in the tech hubs where companies can come and get to know the problems that we're wrestling with. Most technologists find them fascinating and vitally important. Because they know that nothing else matters if you're not safe. And so they get inspired by the kinds of problems, and then they get to know us and work with us. Because remember, a lot of these startups they've never worked with the Department of Defense. They don't know anybody in the Department of Defense.
Right. They're not thinking about defense at the time.
And so this is a get to know you kind of thing. Yeah. And it's been enormously powerful. Yeah. I could send our people there and they could learn about the startup culture. And the startup culture could learn something about the Pentagon. And since we have these kind of two cultures, Pentagon can be very bureaucratic. And startups can, be very loosey-goosey, and that's great, and so forth. But you can't. I wanted to make sure we didn't have these two different styles stopping us from working together.
Is there a major? Does there have to be some sort of PR campaign associated with that? Because I can imagine there could be levels of suspicion. Looking at the Defense Department coming in and trying to create these relationships. Is there ever a skeptical view?
I worried about that when I started, and I thought, well, in view of Snowden and all that, were we going to be welcome? And I was very pleasantly surprised. The generation of technologists today that we see here, and one of the reasons I wanted to be in Boston at Harvard, and I also have an appointment at MIT, was I wanted to be among those young technologists as they come up, because I sense in them the same thing I felt when I was a young scientist, but I think it was less prevalent in the last generation, which is a desire to do things that are not only make money, but that are of consequence and goodness for people. And these students here know that technology cannot be stopped, and it has so many good things that come with it. But there's also a dark side to every innovation. They put people out of jobs, or they allow stalkers or predators or terrorists to operate on them. So there's a dark side. And those of us who work on these things have a responsibility to bring out the bright side and combat the dark side. And those students had that. I ran into that spirit. And so a lot of them were very willing to work on defense. They knew it was important, but I had to meet them halfway.